ओम नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः हरि ओम अंतरायतिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनमचिन्त्यवैभवं तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्तिलं महः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनीं व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। शोणप्रभं सोमकलावतंसं पाणिस्फुरत्पञ्चशरेक्षुचापम् प्राणप्रियं नौमि विनाकपाणेः कोणत्रयस्थं कुलदैवतं नः। नमामि यामिनीनाथलेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलाम् भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापणसुधानदीं चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिकां चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जलपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः। शारदा शारदाम्भोजवदनावदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदनां नाकाधिराजस्तुता मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरधुनीनिकाशवाग्वैभवम्। श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी विहाररसिका शोकापहन्त्री सताम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेः आकारिणी राजते। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्ताम् संजीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांशहस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् पार्थसारथिरूपेण श्रावयित्वा शुभां गिरं पार्थस्यार्तिहरो देवः कृपामूर्तिः स पातु नः। Yesterday we spoke about the chakram, the wheel that is moving about in the world, in nature. Dharma chakra. And it has its own sequence, which Bhagavad yesterday spoke. That the entire existence is very well established in yajna, the spirit of yajna. So as long as a person is working in the world, earning, living, he should also offer back, give back to the divine beings around. So this Bhagavan said, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha Yajnat bhavati parjanya. This much is a yajna, is a very beautiful vision. That the entire world is full of this spirit of yajna. Collectively, various natural forces are working. Sun, air, ocean, everything collectively works to create rain. So this yajna is happening in nature. A rishi looks at nature not as a phenomenon that is happening without an impersonal phenomenon. He looks at it as deeply personal. Everywhere there is love, everywhere there is bhakti. This vision is being put in Vishnu Sahasranamam also. Yajño, Yajñavadir, Yajva, Yajñango, Yajñavahanaha, Yajñabhrit, Yajñakrit, Yajñi, Yajñabhuk, Yajñasadhana. The entire yajna, the force of yajna, one who does the yajna, it is all Bhagavan. So when we get rain, it is the nectar that comes from a yajna performed by all the devas. Yabhiratityastapati rashmibhistabhih parjanyo varshati Parjanyeno oshadhi vanaspatayah prajayante Oshadhi vanaspatibhirannam bhavati Annena prana pranair balam balena tapastapasa shraddha Shraddhaya medha medhaya manisha manishaya mano manasa shanti shantya chittam chittena smritig smritya smarag smarena vijnanam vijnanena atmanam vedayati. Yabhir adityaha tapati. Surya, the sun is blazing. Tabhihi parjanyo varshati. By the light of sun, it is all Veda mantra, Mahanarayana Upanishad. Very beautifully the Upanishad pictures it. By the sunlight, clouds are formed. Parjanyo bhavati. And from that Parjanya rain comes, then Oshadi Vanaspatayav Prajayante. All the vegetation happens from there. Whatever we want to eat, whether it is grains, whether it is vegetables, whether it is fruits, everything, even herbs, everything comes from rainwater. Oshadi Vanaspadibhir Annam Bhavati. From that comes food. By eating annam, what happens? Annena pranaham. From food, energy comes. Then what will you do with that energy? Pranair balam. That energy is converted as strength, power. Balena. What will you do with balam? You have power. What will you do with that power? You should remember it all started from the sun. Now it has reached to the human body and there it has become power. And now the question comes, what will you do with power? Balena tapaha. Tapas. With balam I will do tapas. And what for? Tapasa shraddha. In me is mind. It is a very crude thing. In animals, the mind is not separate. It is almost body. But in a crude human being, it slowly gets separated from the body. You can neither say whether it is body nor mind. Or neither you can say it is a body nor can you say it is mind. It's a very crude thing. And more the person is refined, the mind. Vidvagum sayeva manase ramante. More intellectual the person is, the more he involves himself with the mind. More than physics, he is involved with the mind. And that mind is refined by tapas. Just like crude oil is refined as petroleum, petrol, diesel, aviation oil, everything. Like that, the mind is refined. Balena tapaha, tapas tapasa shraddha, shraddhaya medha. When attention comes, intelligence blossoms. That the power to know, the power to retain, any spiritual experience happens. That is dharana, medha. Shraddhaya medha, medhaya manaha. And slowly, whatever spiritual experience you have, it remains lodged inside. That is here mind. Manasa shanti. Mind means their meditation. The more and more meditation happens, next step is prolonged experience of peace. Shantya chittam. That shanti goes deeper into the unconscious waters, the deeper level. And there is strength, contentment, fulfillment. The chittam gets filled with shanti. Chittena smritihi. Thus, when the whole chittam is filled with shanti, slowly one recollects one's real nature as Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa. I am the Atma, I am not the body or mind, I am the pure infinite self. Chittena smritihi. Smritya smaram. Smaram means a kind of delight arises in the self. Constant recollection and inundation in that happens. And through such absolute establishment in samadhi, smarena vijnanam, atma jnana becomes stable. Vijnanad atmanam vedayati. Through that one comes to know, realize the self. All that began where? In the sunlight. And from sunlight, rain comes, from rain food comes, from food. We never thought a idli could good realization. The sunlight got transformed as idli, and it went inside and gave energy to do tapas. Shraddha blossomed, Medha blossomed, and at last Jnanam. So, where from this Jnanam came? From idli. Right? Annena. Annam is Annam hi praninam jeshtham. And for Annam, to give us Annam, Surya Bhagavan is shining forth. So these are all, you see, a beautiful chakra is there here. The entire Shri Chakram, no? Shri Vidya, they say Shri Chakram. This entire existence is Shri Chakram. This body is Shri Chakram. This entire existence is Shri Chakram. And the Upanishad itself says, the Atma Vastu is in the Nabhi of Chakram. Araiva Ratanabhau Samhata Yatra Nadhyaha. It is in the center. And that is the Chakravarti. Atma is Chakravarti. Shri Chakravarti. We are all what Chakravarti? Samsara Chakravarti. So this samsara chakra is also there, no? So yajna karma samudbhavaha. So this is the chakram that we see everywhere. We have to look at it with reverence, and we have to offer our part of offering into that chakram. Till one gains the purity of mind to realize the self. Atma Jnanam. Once a person gains the adhikara for Atma Jnanam, he goes beyond all chakram. He has nothing to do, nothing to attain, nothing to achieve, nothing to become. He is content, fulfilled in himself. In fact, in him, the creation itself has come to end. That is why this chakram began from sun, and where did it end? Atmanam vedayati tasmad annam dadat sarvani etani dadati. The Shruti says, it didn't begin from sun. It says, if you give food to some person, you are giving Atma Jnana. Who knows? The food that you gave for a sadhu, he will eat it, and after that he will sit for nididhyasana and realize the self. So, that is the greatest benefit there. So, next verse is one of the most beautiful slokas in Bhagavad Gita. It speaks about a Jivan Mukta, a Jnani, we will see. Yastvat maratireva syat atmatish atmatriptasya manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. Tasya karyam na vidyate. He has nothing to do. One who knows one's real nature, he has nothing to do in the world. Even Vedas cannot order him. Even the Shastras cannot order a jnani. He might go by the path of Shastra or he might go his own way. Yatha arbhagaha. Bhagavad says he is like a child. Sometimes he will obey the Shastras, sometimes it will appear that he is not obeying the Shastra, but he is the Shastra. He has nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing to attain by either by obeying the inhibitions or prohibitions. He is not concerned about anything. He is ever blissful in his own self. Atma kridaha, Atma ratihi, Atma mithunaha, Atmananda. Yesterday I chanted that mantra. There is another mantra. Brahmaivedam amritam purastad Brahma Pashat Brahma dakshinatash adhashordhvam ja prasridam Brahmaivedam Vishwamidam varishtam. Everywhere for him it is all Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Wherever he looks there is Brahman. He is seeing Brahman everywhere and his delight is in Brahman. Yastu Atma Ratihi eva syat. Rati means delight. Ramanam. வெளி விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் மனசு ரமிக்கிறது இல்லையா? ஏதோ பார்த்தா இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கே, அது மாதிரி இவனுக்கு ஆத்மாவிலேயே அந்த ஆனந்தம். His delight is in his own self. Yastu Atmaratireva syad. And his tripti, contentment, is Atmatriptashamanavaham. He has no rati delight in Vishayas. His delight is in his own self. He has found the great ocean of Ananda in his own heart. So there is no need for any outer object, any outer thing for bliss. Yastu Atmaratireva syad. Atmatriptashamanavaha, and has found great contentment. That tripti, you know. Vidyaranya Swami in his Panchadashi says, instead of using the word samadhi, in one place he uses tripti. How can you find a jnani, recognize a jnani? By his tripti. This tripti deepam. Absolute contentment. That is how in Bhagavatam we see the great emperor Yadu Chakravarti. He recognizes the Avadhuta, Dattatreya. Dattatreya, the great Avadhuta, was moving about. And Yadu, of course, is a great king, very, very powerful, and he is very rich. He has all opulence with him, all luxuries are there. He has to just do like this, people will come with things. Even with that, there is no happiness. It is a great superstition that money and power will bring in bliss, happiness. If you carry that superstition, do a research. Go and stay with all rich people for some days. You can do that. Go and visit very rich people and see how they are living. Sometimes you will feel all the poor people are much, much better, much, much happy. One day a great industrialist a corporate person. He came for Giri Pradakshina with us in Tiruvannamalai. All the way he was eating my ears. Stress, strain, tension. I was doing jabam, listening. And he was coming. Suddenly he was missing. After some distance in the Adiyannamalai road, he was missing. Then I stood and I was searching, where is he? About 100 meters behind, he was standing. Then I walked back and he was looking with so much longing somewhere. And I asked him, where are you looking? He said, Parama, Bhagyavan. He said, fortunate person. Whom are you telling? One beggar Swami is lying in the road and sleeping, snoring. He says, I am unable to sleep. With so much money, I am unable to sleep. No sleep for me. See how happily he is sleeping. This rich person, this Kubera, is jealous of this Kuchela. He is a Kubera, very rich. And he is so envious of this poor person's sleep. With all air-conditioned room, all luxuries, every delicious food. Sleep was not there. You can buy a good bed, but not sleep. You can buy food, but not hunger. You can buy medicine, but not health. So where will you go? So there is no tripti for a rich person also. This power also comes before you, peace also comes before you. Intelligent person takes peace. Foolish people only desire for power, fame, name. And they will not have any peace, any shanti. They will not have any tripti. So such a great king like Yadu, he had that problem, but he was very intelligent, very discriminative. He knew that only a jnani can have that tripti, that shanti. Yaduhu papracha dharmavit. Bhagavatam says, dharmam vijanati saha. He knows the secret of dharma. So he was wandering about on the bank of a river. So many people were there, coming, going, so many people. Amidst those worldly people, he saw a young person, a yogi, very radiant, very contented, very peaceful, radiating peace. Like flower emanating fragrance, like that a kind of peace was coming out of him, wafting around him. And he was bubbling with joy, playing with children. Kavim niriksha tarunam. He looks like a kavi, a mystic. Kavi is not simply a poet, he is a mystic. He looks like a mystic. And Taruna is a yuva. And he is very healthy, very blissful, looks very intelligent. Yet he has chosen the path of this avadhuta vritti, just playing about. Ekanath Swami in his Bhagavata commentary says, wherever that yogi looks, world disappears. Only Brahman shines forth. Wherever the look of the yogi falls, there everything becomes Brahman. The world disappears. Yatra yatra manoyadi tatra tatra samadhayaha. Wherever the mind goes, there is samadhi. Wherever the mind goes, brahmanaha tatra darshanam. So seeing such a profoundly peaceful person, this King Yadu went to him, fell flat before him, and with humility he said, "O Lord, I don't know whether I have that yogyata, whether I deserve it. If you consider me as a deserving person, please tell me the secret of your ananda, your bliss. Why are you so happy? Bruhi atmani ananda karanam sparshavihinasya." You are sparshavihina. You are in the world, but nothing touches you. I saw a beautiful scene in the forest. While I was going for hunting, the forest was in fire. There was wildfire everywhere. Animals were running helter-skelter. And I saw an elephant entering the Ganga water. Ganga was flowing through that forest and standing in cool water without getting affected by fire. When I see you, you also appear like that. Around you, all people are being burnt by the fire of ignorance. Janeshu dahyamaneshu kamalobhadavagnina natapyase agnina muktaham gangam bhasta ivadvipaha. So what is the secret of this? That when people are being burned by the wild fire of desire, attachment, aversion, you alone remain like this elephant in cool water, absolutely unaffected, peaceful, shanta. Bruhi atmani ananda karanam. I always used to feel this is a question which should not be asked to anybody. Because somebody is very healthy. You should not go and ask why you are healthy. உடம்பே நன்னா இருக்கு, உங்களுக்கு மட்டும் எல்லாம் இல்லை, கொரோனாவையும் ஏன் வரல? உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஹார்ட் அட்டாக்கே வராதெல்லாம் கேட்டால் அப்புறம் நம்மளுக்கு சமாதி கட்டிட்டு போயிடுவோம். யார்கிட்டையாவது போய் பை யூ ஆர் வெரி ஹெல்த்தி, இஃப் யூ ஆஸ்க் லைக் தட், that is not a good question. Why are you happy? But if you cry, you can ask, why are you crying? But people are always reverse. If you cry, they will understand some problem is there. That is why he is crying. But if you laugh, they will look this side, that side. Whether you have mobile in your hand, nothing, then still laughing. I thought, yesterday itself I thought when he went for that Gita Yajna, some screw is loose. So this Ananda, the Tripti is the sign of a yogi. By Tripti you recognize a yogi. When you see a yogi, you recognize him by that absolute peace. Everyone recognized Ramana Maharshi by that Tripti. People recognize Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa by his Ananda. Sometimes Chit Kala manifests, sometimes Ananda Kala manifests. Sat Kala is there with all. Everyone has the experience of existence. Sometimes in some yogi, the Chit Kala manifests. The Chit Kala manifests as Shanti, as Tripti, as stability, and that Ananda Kala manifests as bliss. Chit Kala, Ananda Kalika, Prema Rupa, Priyankari. When that Ananda Kala manifests, there is Prema, there is Priyam, there is love. So, Yastu Atmaratireva Syad, one who finds delight in the Atman. Once I was speaking on Bhagavad Gita in a small temple in Palakkad, Kerala. This is about almost 30 years almost before. So I was also very small, and small children were around, sitting around me, about 10, 12 children. It is a Krishna temple. On the other mandapam people were sitting. In this mandapam I am speaking, and small children around. The organizers were concerned whether these children will chatter and they will create noise. I said, no, I am very comfortable with them around me. Let them speak or do anything. And they were all very silent. This Gita talk was going on. This shloka, Yastvatmaratire vasyad atmatriptasya manavaha atmanyevacha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. I was chanting this shloka, then the Upanishad mantra also. Atma pasyad atma purastad atma dakshinatah atmottaradah atmaivedam sarvam. All these things, you can understand from this. Whatever I am saying, it was same 30 years before also. No change. The same stuff only I am speaking now, nothing new. Whatever studied, it was all in that age, what was studied, that alone remains. Some examples or some extra shlokas will come from here and there, that's all. So this mantra was chanted, and a small boy, about 6, 7 years old or 8 years old, was sitting amidst the children. And he became so still. He was in clear trance, completely absorbed, and tears were flowing through the eyes. Blissful tears were flowing, and I also stopped the talk for a few minutes. And all audience, all of them were still, and the boy was in absolute absorption. See, Vedanta, we say, is difficult. Sometimes children take it. Small children, they experience it like this. It's so clear. Sometimes small children will understand. Small children will experience the joy of it. So this I can never forget. Whenever I comment on this shloka, this incident comes before me. Now we are publishing our Bhagavad Gita. This April we will release the book, 3 volumes. There also I have narrated this incident. The commentary also it is there. So this is that Atma itself is bliss. What is Atma? Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. Finished. What is Brahman? Ananda is Brahman. What is the sign of a jnani? Ananda is his sign. Ananda means what? It is not simply sensory happiness or mind happiness. It is Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It is peace. It is deep contentment. It is fearlessness. It is absolute balance. Everything collectively is called Ananda. When that Ananda is there, there is bliss, there is Shanti, there is fearlessness, there is crystal clear knowledge of the self, and that Ananda, that contentment, that Trupti is the nature of the self. Once a person has found it, he has found the fulfillment. Yallabhat na aparo labha. Yajnanat na aparam jnanam. Nothing more to gain, nothing more to know. There is completion there, and in that a rati means usually for rati another person is needed. Atma mithunaha. Another person is needed. But here Atma itself, in Bhagavata there is another story of a courtesan. A lady who led her life as a dasi, an unchaste woman. That was her business, her job. She was a dasi. Her name was Pingala. And this Dattatreya Maharshi was moving about. One day he entered that country of Janaka. She was in the country of Videha, Mithilapuri. It's a symbolic story actually. So when Dattatreya entered there, he looked at this Pingala's house, and she has no permanent person with her. Every day some new person will come and go. And every day she will have some new dress, new relationship, no permanent relationship. So the day when Dattatreya arrived, he looked at her. And his glance fell on her, and immense vairagya arose within her. And she said, I am a fool in this Mithilapuri. Being born, fortunate enough to be born in this kingdom of Janaka, I am wasting my life in utter pleasure hunt and money hunting. I don't want this anymore. Mithilanam purehyasmin ahamekaiva moodhadhihi. I am a mooda buddhi. I want now a husband. Oh, then you can get married. No. I want a husband who will never leave me, who will always give me bliss, who will never stay away from me, will never be separated from me, who is a nitya vastu. Where can you get a husband like that? Then people will say, as Andal married Ranganatha, you have to marry Bhagavan. But that is also symbolic, outward. The real Ranganatha is there within you as your own Atma, your own self. Nijabodha Rupaha, Ananda Rupaha, Nijabodha Rupaha. He is there inside. So Pingala said, I have found that Lord within me. Santam Samibe. Very intimate. Ramanam, he gives so much delight. He is Ramana. She uses the name Ramana. He gives so much delight. Santam Samipe Ramanam Rati Pradam. That is the word. Estu Atma Ratireva Syat. Rati Pradam. He gives such delight, such joy. Vitta Pradam. Vittam means security, protection. Because he is deathless, nothing can touch him. So he is the real Vittam. Vitta Pradam Nityam. He is timeless. He is eternal. He never dies. He is constant. So Vitta Pradam Nityam Imam Vihaya. Leaving this Atmavastu, I was all the while running about behind, chasing flimsy things, petty things. Now I will not do that. Akamadam, dukkha, bhaya, adhi, shoka, mohapratam. In samsara, what will you get? You will never get absolute fulfillment of desires. Akamadam. And a object comes, a person you get addicted, a person you get attached. Dukkha yonayaha. Any time sorrow will come. Dukkha pradam. Adhi, tension, stress. There is no person in the world who cannot give you tension. There is no object in the world which cannot give you stress. Everything will free gift. Tension will come, stress will come, unnecessary thinking will come, sleeplessness will follow, adi, dukkha, bhaya, fear. What will happen? What will happen? All the samsaris are living in fear. Bhaya, adi, shoka, mohapradam, tucham. She says utter nonsense. She says this samsara and all this outer attachment is utter nonsense, absurdity. I don't want that. Vihaya, I have given it up. All these outer things which hurts me, which gives me pain, now I give up. Imam vihaya, then what? Akamadam dukkha bhayadhi shoka moha pradam tucchamaham bhajejna. As long as you have ignorance, you will be running after this petty things. Once the ignorance is gone, you realize that your Atma is Ishvara, your Atma is Krishna, your Atma is Narayana, and you hug yourself. You embrace the inner Narayana and sleep there peacefully. Sukham sushvapa pingala. Bhagavad says Pingala slept very peacefully, very happily. And what is that sleep? Nirvikalpe samadhau sukham sushvapa pingala. Pingala slept in Nirvikalpa samadhi. Happily in the Atma Swarupa, she was absorbed in the Atma Swarupa. So Atmaratireva syad, Atmavaliye rati. Atma truptasya, Atmavaliye trupti. Natu vishaye. Atmanyevacha santushtaha. Veliyile edavadhu kedaikanum santoshama irukam. Yogiye paatha eppadi theriyum? Santoshama irukradha paatha theriyum. சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் சொல்றார், சந்தோஷமா இல்லைன்னா உன்னை ரூம்ல பூட்டி வச்சுக்கோ, முகத்தை யாருக்கும் காட்டாத. அப்ப தமிழ்ல அப்பதான் மொகரேம்பா. மொகரே பாரு, மொகரையும் ஆச்சு மூஞ்சியும் ஆச்சு இல்லையா? சந்தோஷமா இருந்தா நீ பெறத்தியார பார்க்கலாம். இல்லாட்டா என்னன்னாக்கா இந்த மொகரையை காட்டினாக்கா இது கண்டேஜியஸ் டிசீஸ் இல்லையா? சில பேரை கார்த்தால பார்த்தா போறோம். This shoka, this stress, tension, it is also contagious. You show that stressful face to another person, like corona, it enters. You need not even sneeze. You just darshanam udtaparam. So, the best service that you can do to the world is to have happiness. To be always happy, content. A contented person, a happy person has done his part. By seeing him, others will also find happiness. Or Koyande Pata Epdirko. Dattatreya takes a small child as a guru. So much blissful, ananda, santosha. Jnaneshwara, who wrote commentary to Bhagavad Gita, was a great jnani, a Jivan Mukta. His elder brother Nivrittinath was his guru. But sometimes, just like this Manisha Panchagam incident, even jnanis, there will be semblance of affectation. One day, the society was giving so much trouble to those children, Jnaneshwara got affected. He felt why people are so ignorant, so insensitive. They are without compassion, speaking about religion, achara, everything, but no compassion, no heart. He said, I don't want to live in this world. He went inside a room, locked the room, and said, I am going to take Mahasamadhi. His brother Nivrittinath, the elder brother, Guru, he knocked the door and said, Jnanadeva, come out. You should not behave like this. You are a gunatita purusha. You should not get affected by these things. Come out. Jnaneshwara, there was no sound. Then his younger brother Sopanadev, he also called. Then also Jnanadeshwara did not come out. Then that little girl, Muktabai, she had went to the river to fetch water. She came back. Usi moda hai. Ambaloda Swarupa. She said, Mukta. So she came. She said, what is this thing happening here? Jnanadeva is somehow deeply affected. So she came and said, Dadi Ukata Jnaneshwara. She said, oh Jnaneshwara, open the door. She says, open the door, Jnaneshwara. 11 Abhangas. She has sung on Tatiche Abhanga. About the door, opening the door. She says, Jnaneshwara, open the door. A Jnani should be always happy, always blissful. He should not get affected by the society. Yes, the society will say many things. They will say all kind of scandals. They have done this with every Mahatma, every saint. And one very striking, remarkable thing that she says is, society will feed you with iron ground nuts. Kadala, irumbu kadala. She says society will give you iron ground nuts and you should be able to digest that. For that is jnanam. You should have the power, balam of jnanam so much that nothing affects you. You are dukkeshu anudvignamanaha yasmin sthito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. You have written that even with the greatest of the sorrows you will not get affected. That is the lakshana of a jnani, a jivan mukta. You should not get affected by anything, O Jnaneshwara. Open the door. She is only 5 years old. Such a strength of jnana. No? She says, open the door, O my brother, my guru. You are a Atmajnani. You should not be a football for the society to play with. They will say many things. They are ignorant people. Let them say anything. Why should you get affected by that? You should stay in your own real nature, unaffected by anything. Let anything they say. A Mukta Purusha should see the self everywhere and should be always happy. He should be always happy. That is his lakshana, sign. Santushta. If santosha has to come, dosha has to go. As Bhagavan Ramana said, doshamil ahattil ahattodu ondri santoshamundrida arul arunachala. Hey Arunachala, santoshamundrida arul arunachala. Give me santosham. Enak santosham kudu. Eppadi doshamil ahattil. The dosham must be removed. Dosham is ignorance, unawareness of the self. Atmanaha aspurtihi. When the Atma Jnana is not there, Atma Anubhava is not, that is the dosha, basic primal fault, flaw. Remove that. And then Santosha will arise from the heart, Tripti will arise, Santosha will arise, Rati, Ananda will arise. These three will be seen. See, even a Kuchela, utter poverty, Bhagavatam says he was santoshta. Prashantatma jitendriyaha Krishnasyasit sakha kashit Brahmano brahmavittamaha Viratta indriyartheshu Prashantatma Jitendriya. He was always Prashanta, Shanta, peaceful. And he has controlled the senses, has realized the self, always happy, peaceful. So this is Atmanyevacha Santushtaha Tasya Karyam Na Vidyate. Yahatu Atmajnana Nishtaha Atmaratihi Atmanieva Ratihi Na Vishayeshu Sa Atmaratihi Atma Triptaha Atmanayeva Tripto Na Anna Rasadina. Shankaracharya says Tripti sometimes comes by eating, by getting something from outside. It is not that. Atmani evacha santushtaha. Santosho hi bhahyartha labhe sarvasya bhavati. Tam anapekshya atmani evacha santushtaha. Sarvataha vita trishna iti etat. Santushtasya nirihasya swatmaramasya yatsukam. Kutaha tat kamalobhena dhavataha itastatavo nisham. Bhagavad says, a person who is santushta, who is absolutely content, niriha, desireless, swatmarama, taking delight, bliss, ananda in his own self, his sukham, when compared to it, how can all these petty, ignorant people running here, helter skelter, in search of desire fulfillment, how can have they that happiness? So happiness is always for the jnani, for his tripti. Uru kudai nidar kove. As Bhagavan Ramana says, he is like a Chakravarti under one single umbrella. Everything is conquered. He is the real Chakravarti. So, idrisha atmavit yaha tasya karaniyam na vidyate. He has nothing to do. He need not do any special anushtana or any ritual, anything. You see Bhagavan Ramana constantly in Atmanishta. No special anushtana, no special puja, no special anything. 24 hours you can see him. He is not doing specially anything. He will go to kitchen, help them in work, but his constant abidance is in the self. Chala chala niketasya yatir yadrichiko bhavet. Yadrichika. By chance, whatever he has to do, he will do. But the body will be moving, but he is always achala. His samadhi is abhangura. Uninterrupted samadhi. In such a state, even if he does something, no problem. Even if he is not doing something, he is not losing. This is the next verse. Naiva tasya kritenartho na kriteneha kashana nachasya sarvabhuteshu kashidartha vyapashrayah. Naiva tasya kritena artha. By doing something, there is nothing for him to gain. Ramakrishna did many sadhanas, but after that Advaita Atmanishta, every sadhana will follow. It's in constant bliss. But he was like a child. Those who have not seen Dakshineshwar, they can imagine the place. On the bank of Ganga, the temple, very big temple, and Ramakrishna's room is, yes, you can put it in these 4 walls. Not a very small room, but very compact room. There he is staying. ever immersed in bliss. And many devotees will come to see him. Naturally, the priests, pujaris in the temple, many of them were his relatives also. They used to wonder what is special, all these people are coming. What happened to Gadadhara, Ramakrishna? Why people are coming to see him? Because worldly people can never smell the fragrance of spirituality. And Ramakrishna's own nephew, Hriday, was there. And he used to help. Another relative was also there. He was a very, very humorous Kathapatra. Pratap Chandra Hasra. Ramakrishna could have easily sent him away, but Ramakrishna said, let him also remain, he is also needed. Because he came there from village Kamarpukur only with one purpose, that is to make some money. So you know what he will do? He will sometimes misguide people. People will come for the first time to see Sri Ramakrishna, and they will come and ask him, where is Paramahamsa? We have come to see Paramahamsa. He will say, I am the Paramahamsa, sit. And he will speak some nonsense to them, and they will say, this Paramahamsa is a ignorant person, they will go. And Ramakrishna will be looking from inside the room. Ramakrishna said, and one devotee asked, why Thakur you are allowing him to do this? He is misguiding people. Ramakrishna said, see, whoever Divine Mother brings will never go away from him. But he is also kept there by Divine Mother so that those people will not come to me. They will go from there itself, they will not come to me. He is also a safety mechanism kept by Divine Mother. And this Hasra sometimes used to create confusion to Ramakrishna also. He was like a child. He said, hey, uncle, you should not be like this. People will come, you are not doing any sadhana, any anushtana. You eat, drink, dance with people and speak something. At least for the sake of people, you should keep a japamala and sit like this. When they come, you should try to do japam every day. Though not for pretending, Ramakrishna felt what he says is true. I am not doing any japa. So I should also do some anushtana, then only people will believe me. So he tried to do japa. But Ramakrishna said, believing this fool, I tried doing japa, 1 or 2 mala will go, then mala will fall and I will be in bliss. I cannot do all these things now. All this karma anushtana is gone. No more karma anushtana is possible for me. This Pratap Chandra Hasra used to create this joke there. So even Ramakrishna tried to do. But even if you try to do, no action will stay in a jnani. Sparsha vihin, asparsha yogi. He said asparsha yogi. No touch with prakriti. No kartrutva, no bhoktrutva, no special action to be completed, nothing to attain, nothing to achieve. So in such a state, Naiva tasya kritena arthaha. He has nothing to achieve by doing. Na akriteneha kashana. He is not going to lose by not doing also. Nachasya sarvabhuteshu. He is not a rini, a debtor to his pitra, his forefathers, or for devas. We perform tarpana, rishi tarpanam, pitru tarpanam, deva tarpanam. But for a jnani, nothing remains. He is not indebted to anybody. Karmana arthaha prayojanam nasti, akritena akaranena pratyavayakyaha anarthaha nasti. Sandhyavandanam if you do, perhaps you will not feel anything. But if you don't do, Pratyavaya dosha will come. Something else will come and sit there. Some problem will arise. So you have to do. Na akritena hai, but for a jnani, by doing he is not gaining anything, by not doing he is not losing anything. Sarvabhuteshu brahmadi stavaranteshu bhusudeshu kaschid arthavyapashraya. He has nothing to give or take from anyone in this world. This is the state of a Jivan Mukta, a jnani. So, hence, Arjuna, you also learn from this. Learn to work in this world without any attachment. This is the lesson. Tasmad asaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Tasmad, hence, O Arjuna, satadam asaktaha, always unattached. Sangavarjitaha, no attachment. Karma samachara, whatever action you have to do, do it without attachment. It is possible. You have to find out that, because I am here as an example, says Krishna. I am doing that. You can also do it. Vyayamaham. உள்ள இருக்கிற கர்த்திருவ போக்திருத்துவங்கள் இல்லாம எனர்ஜி எல்லாம் லாஸ் ஆகாம உலகத்துல யோகி வேலை பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பான். எப்படி சூரிய சந்திராதிகள்லாம் வேலை பண்றது பாருங்க, ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கிறதா, காற்று வீசுறது, சூரியன் உதிக்கிற அஸ்தமனம் பண்றது, பூமி சுத்தின்ண்டே இருக்கு. இதெல்லாம் ஒரு சண்டே ஹாலிடேன்னு உட்கார்லையே, அவள் வேலை பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கா. ஆனா அவளுக்கு எதுக்கும் அவள் எதையும் எதிர்பார்க்கல, எந்த எதிர்பார்ப்பும் இல்லை. அவளுக்கு யாரும் சேலரி கொடுக்கல. நீங்க சூரிய நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணாலும் ஒரு மாதிரி தான். நீங்க அதுக்குள்ள சூரியன் உதிச்சாச்சு தலையில் எடுத்துன்னு சொன்னாலும் ஒரு மாதிரி தான். எல்லாம் ஒரே போலதான். தஸ்மாத் அந்த தேவதைகளை எல்லாம் பார்த்து படிச்சுப்போம். You learn from all the devas, you learn from all the enlightened beings how to live in the world, work in the world, unattached, unaffected. எவ்வளோ இன்ஸ்பைரிங். விடு சன்னியாசியாக ஆசிரமத்தில் போய் உட்காருன்னா எல்லாராலையும் முடியாது. Renounce and go to some ashram, come to Tiruvannamalai. Already Tiruvannamalai is already fully crowded. So I will not say to anyone. Wherever you are, there is Arunachala, there is Tiruvannamalai. Wherever you are, there is Bhagavan. Your own Atma is Bhagavan. Know your own self. Whatever prarabdha you have, what will you do? Let the prarabdha go on, but learn to imbibe this spiritual essence deeply so that wherever you are, you can bring in this spiritual essence there. You can make your entire life a tapas. How to do? You should not ask me. You have to find out. There lies your work. Whatever may be your prarabdha, அந்த பிராரப்தத்துக்குள்ள பகவானை கொண்டு வர என்ன வழி இருக்கு பாருங்க. In Mumbai, some Malayali devotees wanted a temple. So they tried to get some place in many area. They could not get. And by luck, a Malayali collector came to that area. So they approached him. We want to have a temple of Guruvayurappan. Please allot some waste land where we can construct a temple. Government land. He said, now we have only one place where all the municipal waste is being dumped. Somehow we are also trying to clear that spot, but people are constantly dumping waste there. You do one thing, you first go and install Guruvayurappan amidst the waste. Make a small gap, a space, and install Guruvayurappan there. Rest we will see. You know these devotees, what they did? They made a great devotee. He wanted that Guruvayurappan temple. He was keeping Guruvayurappan idol in his house and doing puja. They took that idol and kept it in a small area surrounded by all this municipal waste. And built a small temple there. And then they went to the municipality and said, there is a temple, no waste should be dumped there. They filed a case. Then this collector was in charge. He said, you should immediately clear all the waste from that area. So first Bhagavan came, then next all the negativities, all the impurities were removed. We think all the impurities must be removed, then Bhagavan will come. Not like that. You bring in Bhagavan, you bring light, darkness will go. Guruvayurappan came, then all the dirt was removed from that area. So this is a perfect example. When you live in the world, wherever, whatever is your prarabdha, you have to train yourself to be a yogi there. If Krishna can tell Arjuna to be a yogi in the war field, certainly you can be a yogi in your office, in your house, wherever your duty, whatever may be your prarabdha. You say somebody is ill, somebody is not healthy, some problem is there. But in war, what is it? Killing around. Death is dancing around. There Bhagavan says, remain as a yogi, Arjuna. Remain as a yogi. Yogi bhava, yogi bhava, yogi bhava. Tasmad asaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha yasmat samacharan ishwarartham karma. Whatever karma has fallen to your lot, offer it as puja to Bhagavan. Then sattva shuddhi happens. Your mind becomes pure, and in a pure mind, Atma Jnana will arise. Then by Atma Jnana, you will be liberated. This is the sequence. Next shloka. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसंग्रहमेवापि संपश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. Kings like Janaka, they attained that maturity to receive Atma Jnana. Their mind also became pure by doing karma as yoga. Karmana evahi yasmat purve kshatriyaha vidvamsaha samsiddhim moksham gantum asthitaha. Janakadayah, Janaka Ashwapati Prabhritayah. You know who is this Ashwapati? Any clue? He is Kaikeyi's father. For a jnani, that kind of daughter. That is why Vasishta says in Ramayana, when Kaikeyi behaved like this, Natvam Ashwapatehe Kanya Dharmarajasya Dhimata. You are not the daughter of Ashwapati. You was a Dharmaraja. So sometimes, even for great Mahatmas, family will not be like that. You cannot expect that, oh, they are a jnani, their family will be like this, their brothers, sisters, everybody will be like that. That kind of surety is not there. Ashwapati was Kaikeyi's father, but his daughter was like that. Janaka's daughter was Sita. That is of course different. So whenever in Ramayana Sita says something very intelligent, very wise, Rama will smile and say, without telling, anybody can understand who your father is. Sita says, we will stay in the forest to meditate. Why should we go back to our country and enter politics? We will be very happy. Generally, no lady will say that. When Sita said this, Rama said, Kulam yapadishantya dharmakni janakatmaje. Kulam yapadishantya. You are revealing your family, your genetics, your genes. Where you are born from. Your genesis. You are revealing your genesis. Kulam yapadishantyaja dharmagne janakatmaje. One shloka or two shlokas of Valmiki is very beautiful. Janakatmaje. Because only a daughter of Janaka can speak like this. कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिमास्थिता जनकादयः यदि ते प्राप्त सम्यक् दर्शनाः ततो लोकसंग्रहार्थं प्रारब्धकर्मत्वात् कर्मणा सह एव असन्यस्य एव कर्म संसिद्धिम् आस्थिताः इत्यर्थः. Very beautiful clarification here in the Bhashya. There is a common notion that all jnanis will become sannyasi. Here is the exception. Shankaracharya says, there are jnanis who will attain jnana and give up all action. And become, outwardly also they will become sannyasis. But there are jnanis like Janaka, prapta samyak darshanaha, they have attained clear knowledge of the self, yet with all that, lokasangrahartham, for the sake of the well-being of the world, out of compassion. Why should there be a compassion? Compassion for a jnani. Even jnani cannot explain. Why should a jnani show compassion? That is also a duality, no? Jnani cannot explain. Shankaracharya says, in a shloka, to his disciple, the Guru is telling, there is no world, no you, no me. Then why should you tell this? Because of compassion, he says. I don't know why this compassion is making me speak like this. Sattachit sukharupam asti satatam naham nachatvam mrisha nedam vabi jagat pradrishtam akilam nastiti janihi bhoho. Why should you say this? Yat proktam karuna vashat. Due to karuna I am telling you this. Tat satyame tat spudam. This is absolute truth. O sinless one, O pure one, please take this and get liberated. You take this upadesha and get liberated. You are the self. You are that. You are not the body or the mind or the ego. You are here and now free. Take this and be free. So, Prapta Samyak Darshanaha. Janaka was a Jnani, a Jivan Mukta, but he did not renounce action. Very beautiful. In Devi Bhagavatam also it is there. In somewhere else also, very beautiful contemplation of Janaka. He says, what will I do? Now I have attained the realization of the self. Now I know I am the self. I am Brahman. Now I can renounce everything and become a sannyasi. Or I can rule kingdom. Amidst these two, what should I do? First he says, if I take to sannyasa, that is a field which I do not know. I have to use mind more. How to take danda, how to do danda tarpanam, how to do bhiksha. And when a king goes out for bhiksha, all people will crowd around him. All scenes will be created. But if I remain as a king, this is like breath. I am so used to this job, so it will not affect me. So better do this. So that it will not affect me, it will just naturally go on, and the body is doing what is there for me. Let the body do that work. I am always resigned in my own real nature. Nothing will affect me, nothing. Thus cogitating, he ultimately decides to continue as the king. Devi Bhagavata, a monk comes to him and says, how are you able to remain as a king after realization? He says, Shukacharya only, but that doesn't look good to say that. So, Janaka said, how are you taking bhiksha? That needs only a little bit of mind. The monk says, with a little bit of mind I will take bhiksha. Janaka said, with that little bit of mind I will rule the kingdom. I don't want mind to rule the kingdom. My father, my grandfather, generations after generations, we were rulers. So that is ingrained in me, it naturally happens. But if I become a monk, I have to do deliberate thinking. That is not suitable for me. So better, whatever I am, that I am. Nothing will affect me. Samsiddhim astitaha ata aprapta samyak darshana janakadeha tada karmana sattva shuddhi sadhana bhutena kramena samsiddhim astitaha. Before enlightenment, they attained chitta shuddhi through karma yoga. After enlightenment, they appeared as akarma. Although abiding in akarma, they were performing actions. Janaka, Ambarisha, Rishabhadeva, what to say about Sakshat Bhagavan Krishna? They were all akarmatma darshinaha. They were all jnanis. They were all jivan muktas. Yet they were doing karma in the world. Why should they do? If they will not do, others also will not do. Krishna said, hence I did every job. Cattle rearing, even butter stealing, even playing flute, music, dance, ruling the kingdom, giving the teaching, working as a duta, as a charioteer. Bhishma says to Dharmaputra and Bhagavad, look at him and learn what is Bhagavad Gita. Yesha vai Bhagavan Sakshad Adyo Narayanah Puman Mohayan Mayaya Lokam Gudhashadati Vishnishu Na Advayasya Anahankritehe Tatkritam Madhi Vaishamyam Niravadyasya Na Kvachit. The pura slogan hai. தேரோட்டினா சச்சிவனாக இருந்தான். Sarathim, Sauhridadata Sarathim, Yam Manyase Matuleyam, Priyam Mittam Suhurtamam, Akaroho Sachivam, Dutam, Sauhridadata Sarathim. Considering him as your uncle's son, you made him a charioteer, you asked him to do all political job, counseling, minister job, as a Duta messenger, and you even made him clean the eaten leaves in the Samaradhana, Rajasuya Yaga, everything he did. And you see, no ahankara in him. Nat tatkritam mati vaishamyam. When we have to do some menial job, the mind will be activated. But he has no mind, nothing affects him. Advayasya, he is the real Advaiti, says Bhishma. He is the real Advaiti, because no Dvaita for him. Advayasya anahankrite. When Advaita becomes ripe, a person can do any job, work anywhere, stay in any form, dance to all tunes. For him there is no world, nothing can affect him. A little bit of Purva Prarabdha will come in between, but soon it will be all, that cloud will be cleared. Na tatkritam mativaishamyam niravadyasya. He is a perfect being. The tatkritam mativaishamyam, no mind operates in him, no flaw in his intelligence. Niravadyasya nakvachit. Only when he is able to act, when he acts like this, others who see him, they will also do dharma. When a Shrestha Purusha does something good, everyone will follow. This is the rule of the world. Yadyad acharati Shrestha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate. Shrestha means adorable, noble person, respected person in the society. Yad acharati, whatever he does, people will cite him as the example. Itaro janaha, all other people, they will say, see what he did. Sometimes good things they will not take, but if he does some bad things, certainly they will take it. When people invented this cigarette, somewhere I read a very beautiful anecdote. When they were trying to make it market it. All those around, they said, it's utter foolishness. Nobody will, like factory smoke going through mouth. Who will do these things? Said, people all will do. You have to just find out some celebrity, some cinema actor, somebody, and make him smoke. And everybody will follow. That is what they are doing now. All negative things, some leading person will do, and everybody will follow. Gatanugatiko lokaha nalokah paramarthikaha ganga saikatalingeshu nashtam me tamra bhajanam. When Brahmana had a tamra bhajanam, a copper panjapatra, kamandalam, he was carrying it everywhere. And when he went to Kashi, he wanted to take bath. His only asset is this copper vessel. So he wanted to keep it safe. So he digged the sand there, kept the copper vessel and closed it with mud and made a Shivalingam so that he can identify the place. And we people were looking at him. And he went to take bath. And everybody thought this is how we should take Kashi Ganga Snanam. And everybody made a Shivalingam. 100 or 200 Shivalingas were there. By the time he finished his Snanam, Sandhya, Upasanam, he came back. He found the whole Ganga Tira was full of Shivalingam. Then he said, why this world is not at all original. One person does something, everybody follows. Gatanugatiko lokaha gataha. Some person goes. Anugatikaha, everyone follows. Nalokah paramarthikaha. This world is not original. Not anyone is not thinking. There is no free thinking. Ganga saikatalinkeshu. In this Ganga sand lingas, my copper vessel is lost. Nashtam me tamra bhajanam. That is the shloka. So, follow an ideal person. This is the worldly law. Sayat pramanam kurude. Whatever he creates as pramana, as authentic. Others follow the suit. Next shloka. Name parthasti kartavyam. Trishu lokeshu kinjana. Nanavaptamavaptavyam. Vartayeva cha karmani. Yadihyaham na varteyam. Jatu karmanyatandritaha. Mama vartmanu vartante. Manushyaha partha sarvashaha. Utside yurime loka. Nakuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya cha kartasyam. Upahanyamimah praja. Name parthasti kartavyam. Krishna says, O Arjuna, I have no duty anywhere. When somebody wrote a letter to Swami Vivekananda telling him, Swamiji, you should see to it that your work is all complete. That is your duty. So Ramakrishna used to say, if you have to find out a good horse, you have to touch the horse in a peculiar area. The moment you touch it, it will just jump. Like that is Naren, as Vivekananda. You just touch him the right spot, you will find what metal he is made of. The moment that lady said, Swamiji, you have a duty, like a fire he came out, he said, duty? Absurdity. I don't have any duty anywhere. I am not bound by anything. You don't know a sannyasin mother. He stands in the head of Vedas. Not even the Vedas can command him. சொன்ன சளிச்சு பட்டுன்னு வெளியில் வந்துருது. ஃப்ரீடத்தோட அந்த ஸ்பிரிட் இருக்கு பாருங்க, சுவாதந்திரியம் உள்ள. நமே பார்த்தாஸ்தி கர்த்தவியம். Krishna here says, O Arjuna, I have no duty anywhere. Trishu logeshu, neither in this world nor in the other world or the world underneath. All the three worlds, they cannot claim, they cannot order, they cannot ask me for anything. I have no engagement with anyone. I am absolutely free. Now, anavaptam avaptavyam, I have nothing to attain. I need not strive to attain something which I have not got. I am always full. Yet, with all that, from that fullness I am acting. From that fullness I am working. For what? Lokavattu leela kaivalyam. It is just a sport. It is just a leela for me that I am working. I am nothing to achieve, nothing to attain, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, either by working or by not working. But still I am going on working, timelessly working. Because that is sheer joy, sheer sport for me. If I fail to work, if I desist from working, people will follow me and they will become lazy. He is not working, why I should work? Hence I am working, O Arjuna. and I will myself become a cause for destroying all these people. Utsideyurime lokaha vinashyeyuhu ime sarve lokaha nakuryam karma chedaham. If I am not working, all people will become lazy. I will become a cause for their laziness. Sankarasya chakartasyam pahanyamimaha prajaha. I will become a cause for Sankara. Creator of confusion. Sankarasya chakartasyami pahanyam upahanyame imaha prajaha. Tena karanena upahanyamimaha prajaha prajanam anugrahaya pravrittaha tad upahatim upahananam kuryam. That does not befit me. Hence I am also working in the world, Arjuna, unaffected by anything. So this is the state of a Jivan Mukta. When a Mukta Purusha works in the world, he works from joy, works from compassion. So that is the meaning of this verse. We will continue tomorrow evening. 2 more days we have this Bhagavad Gita. Morning, Viveka Chudamani in Tamil. We will see. Morning, 7 o'clock. Bhagavad Gita, this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, very beautiful edition of this Vyoma publications. It is available here. It's just for Parayanam. Parayana Vidhi, everything is there. Sanskritatla print irukku. Parayana Vidhiyum, nariya vishayangal irukku. Romba azhagana print book. Homa Vidhi, Homa yaar panna pora. Parayanathukku romba saukyama irukku.
Jnanamanantam nityamanakasham paramakasham kosha prangana vingana lolamanayasam paramayasam maya kalpitanaakaram bhuvanakaram shmamanathamanatham pranamata govindam paramanandam govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam traivishta paripuviraghnam kshitibharagnam bhavarogagnam kaivalyam navanitaharamanaharam bhuvanaharam vaimalyasphutacheto vrittivisheshabhasamanabhasam shaivam kevalashantam pranamata govindam paramanandam govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam gopalam bhulila vigraha gopalam kula gopalam gopishena govardhana trutalila lalita gopalam Gobhirnigadita govindasphutanamanam bahunamanam Gopi gocharaduram pranamata govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam
Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato navachyam mama kinchitasti yatha taveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvamatmanatham ramanam bhaja